You think money changes people. That's the story everyone tells. The poor become rich, the rich become arrogant, success corrupts, wealth transforms. But after enough years watching people move through different income levels, different neighborhoods, different cars, and different social circles, you start noticing something uncomfortable. The person often changes less than everyone assumes. What changes first is the way the world responds to them. And the difference is so gradual that most people never see it happening. They only feel it. Level 1. Nothing. No car, no status symbol, no visible proof that you've made it anywhere. You're standing at a bus stop while traffic moves past in steady streams. Rain collects on your jacket. A familiar face passes in a warm, dry vehicle. For a moment, your hand lifts in recognition. No response. Maybe they didn't see you. Maybe they did. The result feels the same. Car after car passes by. Nobody is rude. Nobody is openly cruel. Nobody rolls down a window to insult you. Something stranger happens. Nobody notices you enough to form an opinion. And standing there, watching headlights disappear into the distance, you discover a lesson most people learn far earlier than they admit. The world doesn't reserve its harshest treatment for the people it dislikes. It reserves it for the people it doesn't see. And that realization follows you into the next stage. A few years later, you finally have a car. Not a good one, just transportation. The kind of vehicle that announces its age before you even step out of it. At a gas station, you walk past a family sitting inside their SUV. Then you hear it. 4 doors locking simultaneously. Automatic. Instinctive. Nobody looked at you. Nobody evaluated your character. Nobody knew your story. Yet somehow a decision was made anyway. Not by logic, by association. The car spoke before you could. And for the first time, you understand that being noticed isn't always better than being invisible. Sometimes visibility arrives in the form of suspicion. The shift. You assumed status was about comfort, but status begins much earlier than that. Status determines whether people see you as safe or dangerous. You work longer, save more. Eventually, you replace the unreliable car with something ordinary, reliable, forgettable, the kind of vehicle nobody remembers seeing. And suddenly, the tension disappears. No suspicious glances, no automatic assumptions, no reactions at all. For a while, that feels like freedom. Then something unexpected happens. You realize nobody notices you here either. You're no longer a threat, but you're not important. You're simply neutral, invisible in a more comfortable way. Which is when you discover something most people spend years chasing without understanding. Safety and significance are not the same thing. And the desire to matter doesn't disappear just because life becomes stable. The shift. First, you wanted survival. Then you wanted acceptance. Soon, you'll want recognition. That's where the game changes. One afternoon, you walk into a dealership. Years earlier, you had visited a place like this and wandered around unnoticed. This time, the experience feels different. Someone greets you immediately. Questions are asked. Coffee appears. Attention follows. Everything feels smoother, warmer, more welcoming. And beneath the pleasant interaction, an uncomfortable thought begins to form. You're not dramatically smarter than before, not dramatically kinder, not dramatically different, yet somehow the room responds differently. Because the room isn't responding to you, it's responding to what it believes you represent. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. A little more success arrives. A nicer car, a nicer neighborhood, a nicer restaurant. The treatment changes again. The best table appears without effort. Service improves. conversations become easier. People seem more interested, more attentive, more respectful. And for the first time, you begin making a dangerous mistake. You start believing the attention belongs to you. Not your circumstances, not your perceived status. You. The rule. The most seductive lie success tells is that admiration and identity are the same thing. They are not. One belongs to you. The other can disappear overnight. Most people learn that lesson too late. Then something even stranger happens. The rules begin changing. Not officially, quietly. You notice certain mistakes carry fewer consequences. Certain doors open faster. Certain obstacles become negotiable. One interaction with authority reveals the pattern clearly. Same behavior, different treatment. Nothing written down, nothing spoken aloud, yet the outcome changes. You leave realizing something unsettling. The system didn't suddenly become fair. You simply reached a level where people started giving you the benefit of the doubt. And that benefit compounds faster than money ever could. The shift. Wealth stops purchasing comfort. It starts purchasing leverage. And leverage changes reality. Soon enough, attention arrives, the kind people dream about. Heads turn, phones come out, strangers smile, questions get asked. For the first time in your life, entering a room creates a reaction. You feel visible, finally visible. After years of being overlooked, ignored, dismissed, and forgotten, the experience feels intoxicating. You tell yourself you've earned it. Maybe you have. But another part of you notices something deeper. Most of these people don't know your story. They don't know your sacrifices. They don't know your failures. Yet somehow they already admire what they believe you are. And that's when the final illusion begins. You mistake attention for connection. The rule. Attention feels powerful because it resembles acceptance from a distance. But acceptance requires understanding. Attention requires almost nothing. Then you arrive at the highest level, the kind most people imagine will solve everything. Luxury beyond practicality. Luxury beyond necessity. Luxury as a statement. The vehicle arrives before you do. People notice it immediately. Conversations pause. Eyes follow. Phones rise. For a brief second, you expect the admiration to land on you. Instead, something strange happens. Nobody looks at you. They're looking at the machine, the object, the symbol, the thing carrying you. And standing there, surrounded by more visible status than you've ever possessed, you experience a realization that feels eerily familiar. The feeling is identical to the bus stop. Different environment, same truth. At the bottom, nobody saw you because you appeared insignificant. At the top, nobody sees you because the symbol became larger than the person. Either way, the result is identical. The world is still looking past you. Only now you finally understand why. The final revelation. Every stage promised visibility. Every stage promised respect. Every stage promised that the next level would finally reveal your worth. But people were never responding to your worth. They were responding to signals. The signals changed. The reactions changed. The treatment changed. You remained largely the same. And maybe that's the lesson hidden underneath every status symbol. You spend years believing success will make the world see you. Then one day, you discovered the world was mostly looking at the packaging, not the person carrying it. You were the same human being at every level. The symbols changed, the reactions changed, the story around you changed. But the person underneath remained remarkably consistent. And once you understand that, something unexpected happens. You stop chasing visibility. You start chasing truth. Because truth is one of the few things status can never manufacture. And unlike attention, it remains when everyone stops looking.